You ever book a dream weekend, shell out for courtside seats, pre-order a fresh jersey, and then watch your entire investment evaporate with one injury report? That's exactly what happened to thousands of WNBA fans when Caitlin Clark was ruled out of the 2025 All-Star Game. Overnight, tickets lost almost half their value, hotels got emptier, and what was framed as a can't-miss clash between two rising icons morphed into a marketing misfire. Angel Reese tried to seize the spotlight with a billboard blitz, except the person she was supposedly dethroning was home in rehab mode. Stick around as we unpack the numbers, the narrative, and the lessons every athlete, brand, and league executive should memorize. All-Star Weekend was billed as women's basketball's tipping point. Sold-out arena, celebrity row, corporate sponsors lining up for the Caitlin Clark effect. Instead, it served as a live-action case study in the limits of hype. In this breakdown, we'll cover the months-long hype machine that set impossible expectations, the injury that popped the balloon, Reese's calculated, some say reckless, marketing play, the data-driven collapse in ticket demand, the players' ill-timed pay protest, and finally, what the league must do so history doesn't repeat. Grab a seat. This one's a full-court press. Let's chart the pregame hype. November 2024. Nike signs Clark to the richest shoe deal in WNBA history. December. Reebok counters by unveiling the Bayou Barbie collection, anchored by Angel Reese. January 2025. ESPN announces Indianapolis will host All-Star, dangling the Clark Reese storyline in every promo. February through May. Ticket vendors report unprecedented presales, some lower bowl seats fetching north of $500, unheard of territory for the league. March. The Fever hand out 10,000 standing room vouchers for Clark's regular season debut. They're gone in 47 minutes. April. Social media sentiment graphs show #Clark versus Reese, trending top 5 during both national broadcasts of their team's first two matchups. By June, local indie businesses project a $40 million weekend windfall, nearly double the economic lift from the 2022 men's NCAA regional. All signs point to a watershed moment. But remember, for every hero narrative, you need a credible foil. Reese embraced that role, calling herself the most influential hooper alive on her podcast. She teased something big dropping All-Star Friday, stoking FOMO and speculation. The table was set, and wobbling under the weight of expectation. Fast forward to July 15th. Fever versus Sun. Final minute, Clark drives left, plants awkwardly. The same groin that sidelined her in May screams in protest. She hops on one foot, winces, stays in for the last possession, but you can see it. Trouble. Less than 20 hours later, the Fever medical team releases a statement. Clark out indefinitely, meaning at least the three-point shootout and All-Star showcase. By lunch that Wednesday, SeatGeek graphs look like a ski run. Average resale, down 24% in the first 3 hours, 33% by sundown. Fans flood Twitter with screen caps. Paid $290, now listed at $140. Help. Hotels, which had jacked rates to Final Four levels, slash prices. Local rideshare drivers post TikToks of empty pickup queues outside the airport. And the ripple keeps spreading. ESPN rushes a programming pivot. More Sue Bird interviews, fewer Clark mic'd-up segments. Nike emails retailers delaying the indie-exclusive colorway drop to September. A single medical update turned a projected record-setting event into a logistical scramble. Enter Angel Reese, who, to be fair, probably signed her launch date months prior. Friday morning, downtown Indy wakes up to 40-foot billboards, Reese in neon pink high tops, tagline, "Walk in your trap, take over your trap." She posts a hype reel dancing to Bankroll Fresh, geotag Caitlin's house. Reebok stages a pop-up at Circle Center Mall complete with DJ, sneaker raffle, and a selfie station thrown. Here's the optics problem. Marketing thrives on contrast, hero and villain, challenger and champ, but with Clark's sideline, there's no active duel, just Reese shadowboxing a ghost. Fans lining up for wristbands number in the hundreds, not the projected thousands. Local columnist Dana Hensley tweets, "Feels like throwing a parade when the guest of honor called in sick." Replies rack up, "Classless, love the hustle but wrong weekend." And the particularly brutal, "You can't invade a castle when the queen isn't home." Reese doubles down, live streaming the launch, calling it historic and proof that women's sports sell. The stream peaks at 12,000 concurrents, solid but below the 50K Reebok predicted. The stunt generates headlines but also spawns parody memes. Clark's silhouette taped over every billboard with the caption, "Be right back." Social listening firm Crowdscope tracked 1.2 million WNBA All-Star mentions between July 10 and July 20th. Of those, 41% included Clark, 22% included Reese, but only 7% used both names together after the injury news. Translation: the rivalry conversation fractured as soon as Clark exited. Reese's mentions spiked Friday, yet 63% of those contain negative or sarcastic sentiment tags like tone deaf or try hard. Meanwhile, Clark remains radio silent, posting a single Instagram story from the training table, disappointed but focused on recovery. Good luck to the squad this weekend. No subliminal shots, no clapbacks. Analysts on The Jump spend an entire segment debating whether you can call something a rivalry when only one participant is talking. Let's crunch numbers. TickPick's heat map shows All-Star average purchase price falling from $262 to $136 in 36 hours, bottoming at $64 by Friday afternoon. That 48% cliff is unprecedented, even bigger than the 2023 MLB All-Star drop when Shohei Ohtani skipped the home run derby. But it's not isolated. Clark missed 2 May road games, Mystics and Sky. Resale markets dipped 47% and 71% respectively. Over in merchandise land, Fanatics data says Fever jersey sales decreased by 58% week over week whenever Clark sits. Local businesses feel it too. Visit Indy revises economic impact estimates from $38 million to just under $21 million post-injury. Contrast that with the Reebok pop-up revenue. Company reps claim mid-six-figure sales, but sources tell Sports Business Journal total foot traffic barely eclipsed 4,200 across the weekend. Good for brand visibility, but nowhere near the league-wide windfall originally projected. Now, layer in a labor protest. During layup lines, nearly every All-Star dons a black tee reading, "Pay us what you owe us," riffing on a Spike Lee classic. The ask? Larger revenue share under the 2026 media deal, charter flights, expanded rosters, better maternity protections. All worthy causes. Problem? Optics again. Fans already grappling with sunk cost frustration see players demanding more money on the same weekend resale values tumble. Twitter erupts. "I just ate $400 because Clark's out and y'all want raises?" WNBPA President Nneka Ogwumike tells reporters the shirts were planned months in advance, but timing is a beast you can't always tame. Sports history offers parallels. In 1986, the NBA All-Star Game saw a 32% ratings drop when Michael Jordan skipped with a broken foot. One generational star shifted the needle then. Caitlin Clark does it now. The difference? Today's fragmented media landscape amplifies every fluctuation. A single athlete can dictate not just ratings, but local tourism, apparel rollouts, even how a rival times her shoe drop. That fragility is both opportunity and risk. Opportunity, because Clark's magnetism proves women's hoops can command top-tier attention. Risk, because if the entire tent rests on one pole and that pole limps off, the canvas collapses. Saturday's events were a stress test, and the structural weaknesses showed. So where do we go from here? Clark's recovery timeline is 4 to 6 weeks. Fever insiders expect a cautious ramp-up for a playoff push. Angel Reese will keep capitalizing on the platform. Her sneakers sold out sizes 6 to 14 online within 48 hours. Negativity be damned. The WNBA, meanwhile, is quietly pitching sponsors on the broader talent pool. Boston, Ionescu, Wilson, Ogunbowale. The message? We're more than Caitlin. They'll need to prove it with flex scheduling, local activations, and the kind of storytelling that spotlights more than one face on the marquee. Sources inside League HQ tell us contingency plans are already in the works. Dynamic ticket pricing algorithms that adjust less violently, insurance packages for host venues, and performance bonuses tied to league-wide growth metrics rather than single-player hype. Translation: diversify the portfolio. Our crew hit the streets to gauge real-time sentiment. We met Jordan, 14, who flew in from Omaha with her dad. "I still love Angel, but I was here to see the logo threes." Across the plaza, Marcus, rocking a vintage Tamika Catchings jersey, told us, "The stunt felt like someone celebrating a forfeit. Cool shoes, wrong vibe." Vendors echoed the ambivalence. One hot dog stand reported Friday sales at about half what they cleared during the men's Big Ten tourney. The mood wasn't hostile, just muted. Everyone seemed to agree on one thing: Hope 22 is back soon. Post-game Saturday, I asked Reese if she regretted the timing. Her answer? Absolutely not. I show up, I market myself, I hoop. That's what men do all the time. She's not wrong, but context is king. Meanwhile, Storm guard Jewel Lloyd stepped in to bridge the gap. Healthy rivalries are great, but we need all our stars on the floor. That's the takeaway. The quote went semi-viral because it balanced competitiveness with solidarity, something the weekend desperately lacked. Indianapolis was supposed to be the coronation. Instead, it was a cautionary tale.